After more than a half-century, veterans and the family of a young sailor killed in one of the worst tragedies in U.S. naval history gathered recently to honor him in his hometown of Malone, New York. Steve Cayey was among the 129 sailors killed in the sinking of the USS Thresher attack submarine in the Atlantic Ocean in 1963. Our Jack LaDuke now on the honor paid to a young sailor from the North Country.
The AMVETS building was filled with people who wanted to pay their respect to a local hero who had been left nearly forgotten in Malone since his nuclear submarine met its fate 250 miles off the coast of Boston, April 10, 1963. The boat was conducting deep dive exercises after undergoing extensive overhaul at the U.S. shipyard in Kittery, Maine. As far as anyone can remember, this is the first service in Malone honoring Cayey in 56 years.
It has been said that the Cold War was not a real war. There were no casualties, no medals were issued, and no after-action reports were sent in. There were not many articles written or movies produced. However, to the families of 112 U.S. Navy crewmen and 17 civilian shipyard workers, April 10th proved otherwise.
Everyone in the hall agreed that it was time to pay tribute to the young sailor who left behind a wife, 2 daughters, his parents, a brother, and a sister. The entire submarine crew died instantly when something went dangerously wrong. Now, a monument recalling the Thresher's nuclear tragedy is being unveiled in September at Arlington Cemetery.
It is ironic that after 56 years, our meeting today comes only weeks after a long-sought authorization has been granted. This authorization was given by the U.S. Army for the installation of a monument to the Thresher at Arlington National Cemetery. The ceremony has been scheduled for this fall on September 26th. Funding for the memorial has come and will continue to come entirely from the Thresher family and supporters.
2 veteran submariners unveiled a painting of the Thresher with an image of Stephen Cayey on it. This was followed by the tolling of the boats.
USS Thresher, SSN 593.
From an early age, Cayey saw the Navy as his choice for service to his country. Not every sailor meets the high standards to become a submariner.
Basically, you couldn't be claustrophobic. You had to go through the escape tank in New London as far as your qualifications. If you couldn't go through the escape tower, then you couldn't be on a submarine. It took kind of a special group of men to be on submarines because of being so, close together in the environment. It took a certain type of personality to get along in close quarters. I mean, I was on a diesel boat. I wasn't on a nuclear submarine. And we got like one shower a week.
Frank Dorchek narrowly escaped the nuclear tragedy. He was scheduled to become a member of the ill-fated Thresher crew, but was reassigned before the Thresher sailed.
Yeah, I was requested by the executive officer. He needed a Raymond first class who was getting off the boat the same time I was getting off shore duty. So he requested me by name. But what I did not know was that that particular Raymond did not get along with the crew. So he took a discharge, moved out to San Diego, and re-enlisted. But what he should have known in them days was they sent a Western Union back to your commanding officer, your last command, telling you that so-and-so re-enlisted. So the old man got even with him. He pulled him back to the boat. So he put him back in that position, and that's how I lost it.
The ship left without you.
Yes, thank God.
The greatest legacy of the Thresher tragedy was the Sub-Safe program inaugurated after the Thresher sank. It has prevented any other losses. For Mountain Lake Journal, I'm Jack LaDuke in Malone.
Veterans Coming Home is made possible with support from Casella Resource Solutions and the Cloud Splitter Foundation.